Welcome to In Pursuit of Truth. This is your host, Sir Patrick. Actual retail price. Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Rod Rowe is on his way out the door. Meanwhile, Democrats are squawking at AG William Barr, demanding that he testify. William Barr is barking back. But first, I want to talk about this from KTLA 5. FBI thwarted chilling terrorist attack in Long Beach, plotted by Army vet in revenge for mosque attacks. A U.S. Army vet in Reseda has been charged with plotting a terrorist attack on a white supremacist rally in Long Beach as revenge for the mosque shootings in New Zealand after FBI officials stopped the planned attack through an undercover sting, authorities said Monday. Mark Stephen Domingo, a 26-year-old former soldier who served 4 months in Afghanistan and recently converted to Islam, was arrested Friday after receiving what he believed was a live bomb from an undercover officer, posing as his co-conspirator. The U.S. Department of Justice said in a news release. He met the officer last month in a private online messaging group where he called for violence on American soil, later discussing killing Jews walking to synagogue. Law enforcement officials and a military facility with the officer, prosecutors said. All right, I want to talk a little bit about this story. There is an accompanying video right here, and there's actually a longer video on YouTube, and I'd like to take you through a little bit of it. So let's do a montage.
Oh, it's a montage, because we ain't trying to watch the whole dang thing now.
Members of the JTTF, specifically special agents with the FBI and officers of the Los Angeles Police Department, arrested Mr. Domingo Friday night after he finalized plans to conduct his terrorist attack. He was taken into custody after he took receipt of what he thought were pressure cooker bombs, and after he traveled to Long Beach to survey the site where his intended victims were to congregate. Mr. Domingo had requested the construction of improvised explosive devices, which he planned to use in the attack. He allegedly purchased several hundred 3-inch long nails to be used in IEDs as shrapnel, specifically because the nails were long enough to penetrate the human body and puncture internal organs. But fortunately, the IEDs that he planned to use weren't actual bombs. They were inert devices provided by the FBI that posed no danger to the public. They were delivered by a person Mr. Domingo thought was a Confederate, but who was in fact an undercover law enforcement officer.
Why did you come under?
'Cause I'm an undercover cop.
There are no known co-conspirators, and Mr. Domingo was under constant surveillance by authorities as he prepared his attack. All of these plans were related to Mr. Domingo's stated belief in violent jihad and that Americans should pay for attacks on Muslims around the world. Following the attack at 2 mosques in New Zealand last month, he wrote, quote, "There must be retribution," unquote.
So keep that in mind. Next time you want to get retribution for something that happened at a mosque in New Zealand, attack a park in LA.
Mr. Domingo carefully considered implementing the plan, specifically saying he wanted to sleep on it for a few days. He then gave the final go-ahead last Thursday, and the dummy bombs were delivered Friday evening during a final meeting with the 2 undercover operatives.
This is not television. This is not something in Hollywood. This is a reality in the time in which we live. See something, say something is not spying.
All right, so it looks like this Domingo fellow wanted to do some serious damage, in particular to white nationalists. And of course, if you go blowing up parks, you're probably going to get more than just white nationalists, just saying. But this Domingo fellow was a former soldier, and he had a few weapons legally registered to him, 3 weapons. And KTLA also reported that during one of these sting operations, he reportedly showed up with an AK-47 just to show the people he was working with that he was serious. So this guy definitely did seem serious, and it looks like a crisis was averted here. Now, this appears to be the event. This is from the Grunion. From April 18th, Bluff Park neighborhood counters reported white nationalist rally in Long Beach. Whew, glad we thwarted that. Warnings of a white nationalist rally at Bluff Park on April 28th have spread through Long Beach in neighborhood flyers and social media posts for the past few weeks, though it's unclear whether the event is still on. The event, called Freedom's Safest Place, which sounds super dangerous, was created by a right-wing Facebook group last month. The group, which has since changed its name, described itself as a page for freedom-loving Americans. Also sounds super dangerous. But after community groups, particularly the Long Beach United Anti-Racist Neighborhood Front, which sounds a lot less dangerous, began building opposition to the rally, the Facebook event for it was deleted. Yeah, because we don't need any freedom-loving Americans in Long Beach. The Facebook page for the group organizing the rally does not explicitly reference white nationalism or supremacy. But the Anti-Racist Neighborhood Front decided to go ahead and conflate that anyway. Nope, I'm sorry, I'm not reading anymore. It meant to say, linked a man known for attending white nationalist rallies to the Freedom's Safest Place gathering in its flyers, alerting the community. So, yeah, actually it was what I was saying. That person is Antonio Foreman, who the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is also another non-threatening group, says has neo-Nazi and racist ties. Foreman also attended the August 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville that turned violent, the Law Center has said. The Anti-Racist Neighborhood Front, in a statement, also said Foreman is a leader of the group hosting the April 28th rally in Bluff Park. All right, so this must be our event here right near Long Beach. Check out the Googly map, shall we? You can see right here highlighted in red, that is the Bluff Park area right there. It's a really nice area, and you can kind of see this here. This is the Belmont Pier, also a very nice area and a very high populated area. So this would have done a lot of damage. But if you'll also notice, we go down just a little bit south, we've got Seal Beach, and we had a picture of Seal Beach posted from Anon on post 3313, April 19th. So was this what Q was alluding to when Q sent us that picture? We weren't really sure. We weren't sure if Q was talking about Seal Beach area themselves. The picture was actually titled LBP, which suggested either Long Beach Port, could be Long Beach Pier, not really sure. But like I said, if something explosive did go down around here, it would be a terrible place, a highly populated area. And we've got Cal State Long Beach kind of up around here in the upper corner there. It's a little bit out of your map. You've also got Los Alamitos Joint Force Training Center over there. And then kind of off to the right of your screen, actually Boeing. So a lot of potential to do a lot of damage. And I'm wondering if this is what Q was talking about the whole time. Now let's get to this from Fox News. Deputy AG Rod Rosenstein submits resignation. Sorry to see you go, Rod Rowe, but let me help you pack. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, who frequently found himself in the political crosshairs due to his role in the special counsel's Russia probe and whose departure has long been expected, submitted his resignation on Monday to President Trump effective May 11th. Attorney General William Barr, in a statement, said Rosenstein served the Justice Department with dedication and distinction. Okay, well, blah, 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 blah. We kind of saw all this coming. I wanted to point out here, in February, Fox News reported that Barr had picked Jeffrey Rosen, who currently serves as Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Transportation, to take over for Rosenstein. Okay, so a lot of you guys already know about this already, and I want to turn your attention on to this nice little thread on Twitter from Kate Tyler at VeryKate44. Thanks for this, Kate. Rod Rosenstein makes a couple interesting references in his resignation letter. And this is the letter down below. We're not going to read the whole thing, but the references are a few different quotes from Robert Jackson, Edward Levi, and Thomas Paine. She says, I don't think these individuals were quoted by happenstance. So let's just check this out real quick. In the second paragraph here, it says, as Thomas Paine wrote, those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must undergo the fatigues of supporting it. And in the fourth paragraph at the top says, at the DOJ, we stand watch over what Attorney General Robert Jackson called the inner ramparts of our society, the Constitution, its guarantees, our freedoms, and the supremacy of law. And then about halfway through, where it refers to Edward Levi, in 1975, Edward Levi urged us to make clear by word and deed that our law is not an instrument of partisan purpose, and it is not to be used in ways which are careless of the higher values within us all. In 2001, John Ashcroft called for a professional justice department free from politics, uncompromisingly fair, and defined by the integrity and dedicated to upholding the rule of law. All right, so this is from Rod Rowe to the POTUS. Interesting. So Kate goes on to point out a few things here. We're just going to kind of cruise through this. Robert H. Jackson was the chief U.S. prosecutor at the military tribunal in Nuremberg, which was the prosecution of Nazi war criminals. Jackson opened the trials with this: the wrongs which we seek to condemn and punish have been so calculated, so malignant, and so devastating that civilization cannot tolerate their being ignored because it cannot survive their being repeated. She goes on to say, if there ever was a quote to describe what we were going through in this battle for our country, this is it. We here in this corner of Twitter know the evil and corruption MAGA has been fighting. Now the next part says, next Rosenstein quotes Edward Levi. In 1976, in response to the Church Committee's findings of FBI misconduct, Attorney General Edward Levi issued the first set of domestic security investigation. These guidelines place specific limits on techniques the FBI could use in domestic surveillance, including the use of informants. All these guidelines appear to have been broken under the Obama administration. Finally, Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine published Common Sense in 1776. He spoke in plain language to common people to urge people to fight for independence. Yeah, Thomas Paine was sort of QAnon before QAnon, right? Plain language to common Americans. That remind you of anyone else we know? Yeah, exactly. Our POTUS most interesting. Paine published Common Sense anonymously. Yeah, like Q. There's no way for us to know the motives of Rod Rowe, but it sure seems like he's taken a masterclass in trolling. If I were the deep state, I'd be in a full-blown panic. And she leaves an addendum here. Rosenstein also quotes John Ashcroft, the part I just read, Bush 43's AG, who called for a DOJ free from politics. More notably, Ashcroft, Comey, and Mueller were the main players in the hospital showdown of 2004. While Ashcroft was lying in his deathbed, Comey refused to reauthorize a component of Bush's secret surveillance. The details are here, but for simplification, the dispute was about collecting metadata without a FISA, and it takes you to this link here from cato.org. The dispute with the Bush White House was so serious that Comey and Mueller threatened to quit. Snowden's leak revealed the detail of the hospital showdown, and this article states that Comey wasn't willing to do the legal gymnastics necessary to permit the collection of metadata. In my opinion, you'd have to do an excessive amount of mental gymnastics to dismiss Rosenstein's quote by Ashcroft as coincidence. I agree. Mueller, Comey, FISA, electronic surveillance, these are the issues that led us here. Well, very nice, Kate Tyler. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. And finally, let me leave you with this today from Variety. Minecraft creator excluded from anniversary due to comments and opinions. Minecraft creator Marcus Notch Person, who sold the title to Microsoft for $2.5 billion in 2014, won't be a part of the 10-year anniversary plans for the game because of his comments and opinions, Microsoft tells Variety. His comments and opinions do not reflect those of Microsoft or Mojang and are not representative of Minecraft, a Microsoft spokesperson told Variety, even though he's the creator of Minecraft. The spokesperson also noted that Person hasn't been involved with Minecraft since he sold the studio rights to the game in 2014. Yeah, he made a grip of cash. Person, once an involved member of the video game development community, has increasingly ostracized himself with his Twitter comments, including transphobic statements and comments about a heterosexual Pride Day and that it's okay to be white. Yeah. Person has about 3.7 million followers on Twitter. And that's really the crux of the matter. That's why they're so threatened, because he's got a ton of followers on Twitter. An update to the games last month removed loading screen text on Minecraft that referenced Person. Microsoft didn't comment about the decision to remove the reference last month. But speaking with Variety this week, a Microsoft official confirmed that Person would not take part in a press event at Minecraft Studio Mojang in Stockholm to celebrate the May 17th. No, the event will look at the past, present, and exciting future of the decade-old franchise, according to the company. Minecraft is a seminal video game with more than 91 million monthly players. Wow, the building and survival game is the second best-selling video game in history behind Tetris. Minecraft is available on all gaming platforms. Okay, and this is Minecraft right here. I've never actually played this game, but it's extremely popular. And the reason I brought this story up is because this Notch Person, like I said, has a massive a group of followers on Twitter, and that means he's incredibly influential. And, he sold out a while ago and did his thing, but as of late, Notch has actually been referencing QAnon and following QAnon, and of course, that's turned on a lot of QAnon followers. So whether you follow Notch on Twitter or not, I'm not a huge gamer, but I do follow Notch on Twitter. He's got a massive sphere of influence, and when he started talking about QAnon, that set off quite a ripple. And I have a feeling that probably has a lot more to do with it than his comments on heterosexual Pride Day. But there you go. And lastly, I leave you with this from the Twitter page of the Mooch, Anthony Scaramucci, at our reunion a few weeks ago. Rod is a great public servant and had a fabulous career at the Justice Department. The next chapter will be even better.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I think you're right, oddly confident lady, and everyone's looking oddly confident in that picture, including one Rod Rowe. Very nice. That's all I got for you for today, kids. As always, if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all of you who do that already. I really appreciate the help. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to you. Please understand that you will from time to time get unclicked, unnotified, unsubscribed. It'll be hard to like my videos. It'll be hard to search my videos. Please do me a favor. You don't need to email me and tell me to let me know, because I'm letting you know. Social media doesn't like you. I do. Yep, that's the truth. So do me a favor, just keep checking back, re-click yourself, resubscribe yourself, re-notify yourself. I know it happens. It happens to the best of us all the time. Just do your best, and I'll do the same to keep getting out to you. My alternate links are down below to my Gab, my BitChute, my Real.video, which is now Brighteon.com, and I'm over here at Twitter at IPOT1776. That's at IPOT1776. So if you're on Twitter, do me a favor and join me over here. If you would like to send me some information, please do not DM me on Twitter. I repeat, please don't DM me on Twitter. Please email me. My email is linked down below. If you're old school and would like to send something old school, my P.O. box is down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, my Patreon link is down below. Everything is linked down below, including the link to the song that's at the beginning of this video. It's down below. I repeat, it's down below. All right, kids, this is Sir Patrick Matt, and until next time, stay free.